it is, the Moonfall going right into a dredge line. Renata's going already very low. She's going to somehow help herself out, but she's not going to be able to. Yes, she does! The Aatrox gives enough damage to give the reset, and Renata stays alive.
This domain is now online.
Match 2 between Eden and Surge. Let's get into this one. Level 2 and a great flash onto the Kai'Sa here. She's got their barrier. Renata's going to be the focus. She's going right in. One more to attack. We'll give her the first blood. But the Vayne takes her back into the base and could look for a double kill here. Nautilus could be in trouble. Never mind. Great little 1v1 down in the bot lane. Well, 1-for-1 and a 1v1 up in the top side.
Not for first blood. I'm talking about
onto the never move. So much damage. She's flashing right in, but onto the tower. She gets the kill. The outplay from the Mel after the never move rebutted into the Swain. Nice handshake here to disengage this Nautilus. He does still have a flash. I do expect it to not hit, apparently. Nice little sidestep from the Renata.
From the GNAR.
Ooh, no, Diana's now caught in a bit of a interesting condemned into the wall. She's going to have to flash away. Nautilus doesn't have a flash, but he's there. Just in case anybody wanted to flash after. It looks like they're just going to go their own ways. Diana's fine for the time being, but it's slowing her down a lot. He's gonna get the second kill. I was gonna be so excited. Never mind. Ours does hop away. So, the game so far is pretty even, but a lot is happening already. I'm gonna have to think about that one a little bit here. Looks like the Aatrox, Harold, doesn't want to do anything but flash onto the third Q. Great auto attack after the W already. He gets that level 6 off of this one. The Qs are coming up. Diana doesn't have her flash. The Aatrox is surely going to get the double kill here. What a great turnaround.
Okay, now you have my attention.
Diana is fishing with the Moonfall. However, Renata's just here, and so is the Swain. Never move. Gonna slow her down. Already one grub down. 2 more to go. It looks like Aatrox is so waiting for a team fight. He's like, please go in. Have at me. There it is. The Moonfall going right into a dredge line. Renata's going already very low. She's gonna somehow help herself out, but she's not gonna be able to. Yes, she does! The Aatrox gives enough damage to give the reset, and Renata stays alive. The rest do not. Mel is the next for kissing target, and a beautiful 9-minute team fight. 3 members down.
It's like, I'm just going to use all of my cooldowns, and I'm just going to constantly push you out of lane.
Oh, nice dredge line, but the Lilia's around the corner, guys. Kai'Sa is going to be depth charging the Renata out. Diana's looking for a Moonfall, looking for that Vayne. Does not connect. Great flash. She's been able to bait it. Now she goes down because of it. Vayne's not done until the Kai'Sa. She's unlocked. She's got the damage killer instinct. A double kill instead. She's been able to wait patiently in the backlines and takes the kills. Oh my god! The Nautilus was right into it! That's gonna be a 2 for 2.
Mid laner. No, scumbag mid laner. He just moved out of the way. It's like, I think I'm gonna block that for you. We're not friends.
Looking for a flash onto a handshake, but nonetheless, he's gonna connect the great hostile takeover until the Kai'Sa and the Moonfall keep doing what they do best. Lilia's not quite around the time before she gets here. She's now gonna be met by 4 members. A stolen kill. Nonetheless, Swain is looking for a bit of a pressure of his own. Harold doesn't want his team to fall behind. Hold on a minute.
I actually respect that from Leopold, because it was his only play.
Okay.
It's my guy.
He's still not quite done. He doesn't have the World Ender. He's going to get the pull. However, Kai'Sa doesn't have the flash. She does have the barrier, but the flash comes through once again on the third Q on Aatrox. It's a very low cooldown. You can use that time and time again. Honestly, to wave clear or to disengage if you must. And that's exactly what he's going to have to do. GNAR is coming off in a moment or two. Lilia, the 3rd most gold-rich champion, already looking for that charge onto their first tower here, taken out. Going over to Team Fuse Surge on the blue side. Here, Diana going very aggressively into a handshake and a hostile takeover. She may be taken out here. Look at that damage. Diana again. Last Dance cannot have a flash for the next fight. Looking for the engage. Do we go for the depth charge first? No, the dredge line connects. He's got the World Ender now ticking, but so much damage already coming out from this 5 kill Kai'Sa. Oh my god, he just gets annihilated. Aatrox has that TP. So does ours, but ours is already right here. Right? So he's ready to fight at 5v5 because Reach is making his way down into this river. Atakan has been started. Swain trying to stop Reach from reaching this fight a little bit sooner than he could have. Nautilus, great little disengaging, but he's not a tank. The Mega GNAR is. Does he have the Mega GNAR? Does he have the GNAR? He's looking for the wall. He does have a disengage. The Atakan has been secured by the Diana. Now they can turn it around, but the Golden Eclipse does so much damage, and the Renata is dead. Mel is doing a lot of stuff, but the Aatrox has arrived and he's already world-ended one, and he's looking for a reset onto the other. This team fight has taken us for a 4-for-4. The two leaders, the two most powerful, and the Aatrox has stood his ground. Nobody else to kill. In his sad state, he has ended these worlds. She got it secured.
Okay, so at least they secured that.
Okay, Aatrox, ignite once again in your face, but the rest of the team is now here to back you up in your of perhaps the cues of the Aatrox. Nice dredge line onto none other but the Vayne. Oh my. Right. That right there is how Fuse Eden get into this one. Another dredge line connecting, the Moonfall coming out straight away. Swain in the backline, Costile takeover, but the Qs are hitting. Great disengage from the GNAR to push the Aatrox out. Not quite able to survive, but he does get the reset. He's got so many. Swain in the background here, still doing enough. Mega GNAR gonna be the mini-man, annihilated by none other than the rest of these two standing. Mel trying to get the root. Now she's in trouble herself. Looking for the Golden Eclipse. Not quite available to use it. And a team fight nonetheless. Again, going over to Team Fuse Surge. And by the way, that was after Vayne was dead. Yeah. Oh my god, the Golden Eclipse has found its target. I thought it wouldn't have, and it
No,
did.
that doesn't happen. No, that proves my point perfectly.
She's joining in this mid push and maybe perhaps gets to take out this mid lane tower. Kai'Sa's so very low, it looks like she's going to be even lower, flashing away from that engage. Mel is now arriving with the damage. She doesn't even need her ultimate. Reach does it again. Supports Floof the big on the Kai'Sa. Mel comes through. Now Aatrox a little bit too far on this push. Now remember, all of these ultimates are available. I don't think he knows. He's going to have to run the other way here, but Kai'Sa's going to meet him. Nice little engage. He's going to flash away from the Moonfall. Now turning it around onto the Diana. Great job. He's got one. That's a 1-for-1 trade if he does go down in the end, but he's looking for a third. He's not going to find one. He's stunned up for daylights out of his head, knocking. And I don't even know where I'm going with that sentence, but I know that tower has been taken in the mid lane.
Previously,
a 1-for-1. The jungler is dead, so it's just a team fight that they're looking for, and they find it. Swain goes down. So much CC lock. They don't even have a jungler. They don't even have a smite. But they take it anyway. This is a soul point given over for free for Eden. And at this point, we're going to have to talk about something else here. Vayne's already ghosted. She's got the final hour being used. Nautilus is going to flash into his own demise. No support to give him the time he needs to disengage. Okay, Aatrox looks like he's unlocked himself a bit of a 1v3 like the Olaf in the last game, but this time Owls on this GNAR. He's getting a 4-man engage, and the rest of the team is engaging. However, they still have to deal with the Aatrox. He's now down. Swain still alive. So much damage from the Kai'Sa in the backlines here. Doesn't look like they can do anything. Even the Mel standing strong time and time again. What a beautiful engage from Owls.
Can I just take one moment to say that the Renata ultimate was absolutely insane?
But the first tier, nobody's still checking this Aatrox. He's letting it slide in a little bit more when it comes to these minions. Minions, guys, minions. Check your minds, because Mel is here to deal with exactly that. We've got ourselves Swain not quite being reached by this dredge line, and it's going to be a back and forth in the end.
I don't know what exactly they're planning to do with this Baron at this point, because it's a bit.
Soul.
I'm I guess we're taking
Aatrox
Dragon.
with a flank. He's in a fog of war.
They don't
Dredgeline,
know.
they have
They
no
don't know.
idea, but already Hourglass going golden here. The backline is now being engaged on Kai'Sa so low, and it looks like the Nautilus is going to be taken out as well. Renata is able to do exactly what they need, but the Aatrox is still alive. Doesn't quite hit the second Q. Kai'Sa still out and able to survive. Mega GNAR trying to disengage. Now untouched. Gets the Willump, and that's it. It's going to be a 2 for 1. How?
No, don't swipe. The smell is there. No, reach. Go be the hero. Your Mel. Oh man.
They're gonna have to somehow withstand anything that's thrown their way because there's so much. He doesn't need to be that far ahead because if he hits those crucial ultimates, it's always gonna be so good, and just like that.
Your enemy is probably right there.
Yeah, but you're doing exactly the same what the Swain did, and you're gonna be taken out. You can't make the same mistake twice. Are they trying to ward this bush?
4 years ago.
I thought the Diana was PayPal'd the money for this one, but apparently these two have, because they are taken out. Thank you, Doctor, very much for the water. The Doctor in my chat looking after my health. What are the chances? Dredgeline not going to connect as the Umbral Dash is going to be helping him out. The depth charge. He hits the first Q. Does he get the second before he gets deleted? It looks like the Kai'Sa still alive. Look at the healing. Look at the damage. The Renata keeping the Aatrox alive, and they are still going at it. Now the GNAR is doing all he needs. At this point, he is the front line. He's making sure he hits the GNAR onto the Renata. Swain wasn't there. He's got the Hourglass baby, able to take out the Diana, gets to flash away right into the Dredgeline. Still alive. Doesn't get another one. Doesn't have the flash to follow the GNAR. Nice little hyper escape on this one. Does he get the never move onto the Mel? He doesn't quite get the chance to do so as the Golden Eclipse finishes him off. They're going for it. GNAR is in the top side and nobody there to match him until the Lilia has to go and do exactly that. She's got some wave clearer gear, so she's going to be able to do a little bit more than a Vayne, right? But the tower has been taken out. With this Baron push, the second one already falling and going into the hands of Eden. Surge. Team Fuse Surge are struggling to voice comm this team fight. Who's going to go in? Who's the first engage, initial one, as now the engage is going to come through? None other but the Nautilus. He's going to be locked down. He's not even going to be able to move. The Berserker's Rage is going to take him out. And just like that, Lilia goes golden, but it's in the face of 5 members. The Renata's not going to help you there. Swain, however, doing a lot of damage into this Diana, who's very low after going golden. Swain is still alive. Got the Golden Eclipse ticking on him, but it's already been used. So instead, we got ourselves another win. Fuse Eden have done it after a very messy start into the early game, at least in the top side. They've turned it around. They've just gone and won 2 games in a row in this Fuse Esports Tryout Cup. And what a beautiful way to do it. And I will say, I was not expecting to see that happen after what we saw. It came down to not having enough.
No, it didn't come down to the late game. It came out to one item purchase from the Kai'Sa after a disastrous team fight where the Aatrox popped off. It came down to 800 gold.
It's just
and once that item
so
was purchased, done.
And just like that, we got ourselves our grand finalists locked in for tomorrow already.